G'day. Thanks very much for the question, Lauren. Lauren has a question here where she has $10,000 to invest, 22 years old, and which way should she go? Well, a few things to think about. One, 10 grand is obviously well done, well saved, but we need to get diversification. Wouldn't recommend that you take 10 grand, put that on one horse or one company and hope it does well. Two, so that probably gives us the idea that exchange traded funds, which is where one transaction you can buy a whole exchange. And let's use the ASX 200, which is the top 200 businesses on the Australian Stock Exchange. You can buy an ETF that has exposure to that 200 shares and you get those 200 businesses. And of course you can do the same on the S&P 500 and other global exchanges around the world. You can target some that are just European only. So I think that's the place to start to get diversification. I would also be mindful that the share markets around the world have just had an incredible run. We're seeing all the AI, the NVIDIA, the ASML, all these semiconductor businesses that just shot the lights out. NVIDIA, for example, is up probably 600-700% over the last 2 years. So the markets have had an amazing purple patch, particularly over the last 12 months. So markets will not just keep going up like this forever. There will be crashes, there will be corrections. So Lauren, what I would suggest that you might choose to set a regular savings plan, and it is often called dollar cost averaging, where you're not putting 10 grand in once and then you cop that, that bad timing issue where you put 10 grand in, all of a sudden the next month the market's down by 30%. That can and it will happen into the future. So what I'd recommend is put $10,000 in and then you might wait 2 months, put 10 grand in. So do it progressively over time. You're not going to be able to pick the market, but you might be able to get a time where there is a correction or a crash. And what you actually want to wait for, and this is very hard to do as a young investor, is when actually people are really scared. It's when the news and the media online is just all negative. It's all bad. You're hearing that people are losing billions. That's the time when you want to invest. Now, when is that going to happen? I've got no idea. No one does. But if you're patient enough, continue to save. That's a great place to invest, is when people are really panicky and scared. So I think there's a famous quote from Warren Buffett, and that is to be fearful when people are greedy. And I think we're right there now, where people are just piling into the market because it's done so well. And then be greedy when people are fearful. So when markets are correcting and crashing, people are scared. And this is where the psychology of investing is worth reading about as well. I would also recommend that you check out Peter Thornhill, read his book, and also go on to YouTube and watch some of his information. He has a very good story, and it is the way that we invest here, and I have done for the last 25 years for myself and my clients, and it's been very successful. And that is investing into businesses over a long period of time. It's what Warren Buffett does, Peter Thornhill does, and what I've done for the last 25, 26 years in business and as a professional investor for myself and my clients. Thank you very much for the question. I recommend people check out the First Home Super Saver, obviously house deposit. There is a video on that I did a few weeks ago that's well worth checking out as well. Thanks very much. Cheers. Bye.